Hello everyone, you're looking at my DJI Mini 2 and I've ordered and received some strobe lights, and what you see here are four strobes. These are the Flytron Strobon Crees, and I have a green one, a red one, and two white ones. Now I don't have to use all of these at once, but it's nice to have the different colors in case I want to affix four strobes to the drone. Now, why would I want to do that? To increase what is called VLOS, that's visual line of sight. Now, I normally do not fly a drone at night, but in the event that I want to do that, I could. But also, what helps is that if you have a strobe light affixed to, or lights affixed to your drone, and you're flying in the daytime, it does increase your visual line of sight. Now, I'm sure that many of you drone pilots, you've been out there and you put your drone up, you take it out for quite some distance, and you take your eye off the drone, you look down at your controller, look back up again, and you just lost, your line of sight. In the beginning, you saw like a little dot up there. You look down, look up, and you lost it. So when you have these strobe lights affixed to your drone, they really light up and help you pinpoint where your drone is at. And it's very important that you maintain visual line of sight with your drone. The reason why I ordered these four particular Flytron Strobon strobes and the associated mounting kits here, as you see here, the green ones over here and the red ones, is because I can configure these in many different ways. For example, the green ones, this larger one here, this would mount on the back of the drone. This larger red one would mount on the back of the drone. But I found, just playing around with them, I can affix even these to the front if I want to do that. So I could use just two of these. I could use, say, for example, the green one and the red one, and mount a green one up here where the LED is facing me, or the strobe is facing me. This is the front of the drone, and mount a red one in the back and have the LED, or that is the strobe, facing away from me. So that way, if the drone is coming towards me, what I'm seeing here would be a green strobe. If the drone is going away from me, then what I'm seeing is the red strobe. Or with these smaller ones, these right here are fixed to the front. These are the front mount kits. And so I could put these on the front and without anything on the back, and have a green one here and a red one here, and I can even have this angled, have one of these angled to where one strobe is facing forward and the other strobe is facing backwards. Or I could put them all on there. Put two front strobes here and put say two white ones here. Put a green one here, red one here, and have two white ones mounted on the back. Now this 5-volt USB cable here, this is used to charge up these strobe lights. When you receive these Flytron Strobons, they already come charged up, and you will get about 2 hours out of them. Now this 5-volt USB cable does not come with your strobes. You'll have to either purchase this, or you might even have one of these laying around at home, and it looks like this here. And you find these here used oftentimes when you have a USB mouse or, say, USB keyboard, and they work just fine. And you will see there's the connection on the strobe. Now, so what I want to do here, I want to first of all show you how to turn the strobes on and off, and then show you how to mount them to the mounts, and then put them on to the drone. So how to turn the strobe on? If you look right there, there's a small button. If you press and hold that and release, see how bright that is? And to turn it off, press and hold that button again until LED flashes twice. Like that, and it's turned off. So how do you insert the strobe into the mounts? I'll show you both. I'll show you how to insert it into the rear and to the forward one. So let's do the rear first. Turn it over. You notice here that there will be a little slot right there. Just grab your strobe and just carefully pop it in there, just like that. Okay. Now for the forward or front mount, that would be this smaller one here. Let's turn that over. It's very simple. It pops right in. And that's snug, and it's not going anywhere. So at this point, I'm going to show you how to affix the front mounts to the DJI Mini 2. Then I'll insert 2 rear ones using the white strobes. Okay, I've already inserted the strobes into the mounts. So I'm going to grab the DJI Mini 2. And you notice here that there's a slot there. And it will fit right on this right here. Just use a little bit of force, not a whole lot. It'll slide right on. Like that. Okay, and notice that the strobe light or the LED is facing forward. Now I could mount the red one to where the LED is facing in the opposite direction, away from me. So as the drone is coming towards me, I see the green, and when the LED is going away from me, if I mount it correctly, I'll have the red one angled to where this is facing in the opposite direction. So let's do that. Okay, so you see what I've done there? Notice that I have the red one where the LED is facing this way. So as I'm taking off and going, and the drone is going away from me, I'm actually seeing the red there flashing. And the green one, when the drone is coming back towards me, I would be seeing the green. Now I'm going to demonstrate this. I'm going to dim the lights in the room, put this up in the air, and I don't make it a practice to fly a drone indoors, but for the purpose of this video, I just want you to see what this would look like. And once I've done this, then I'm going to mount these rear ones, and I'll place 2 white strobes on these and have those in the rear. So I have 4 LEDs mounted on this drone. That might be overkill because I could actually use 2 of these if I wanted to, or just use the 2 that I have on there. So it's up to you. Now I've experimented with this. I've actually mounted one of these in the front right here with an LED facing me, and I mounted one of these in the rear with the LED facing in the opposite direction. So it's up to you. You can mix and match or use them all. So I'm going to dim the lights and get this up in the air. Okay, I wasn't able to acquire a signal back in my bedroom, so I brought it out here into the living area. And as you can see, I do have the lights somewhat subdued, and you can see that the two front-mounted strobes are very bright. So let me put this up in the air, and I'm going to rotate the drone around. And even now you can see both the green and the red LEDs, even though the red strobe is facing away from me. Okay, so let's get this up.
Take off.
And I'm going to bring it down just slightly. And I'm going to rotate the drone around. Okay, it's rotating. Alright, so now the camera is facing away from me. This is how you would normally fly a drone, with the camera facing forward. Let's bring this back over. Just trying to drift away here. And you can see that the red strobe predominates. Now I'm going to rotate the drone around again, and you'll see that the green predominates, but I can still see both the red and the green, even with the camera facing forward. So let's rotate this around. It's sort of difficult to control it indoors because the drone itself creates turbulence. Okay, let's get you up. Let's get you up. Let's go up. Let's go up. Go up. All right. Let's rotate you forward where you're facing me, and notice that the green LED predominates. Okay, I'm going to set this down, and I'm going to mount the two rear white strobes. Okay, as you saw in that last clip there, that the two front-mounted strobes were very bright. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to mount two of the rear mounts, but before I do that, I'm going to turn the red strobe around so I have both the green strobe and the red strobe on the front mounts here facing forward. So I'm going to remove this one. Okay, slides right off, and I'm going to turn it around to where this is facing forward. Let's pop that right on. Okay, so both of these are facing forward. Now I'm going to place on the rear here the two white ones, and they'll be facing in the rear. So let's say if I have all four of these strobes mounted on the DJI Mini 2, and as the drone is flying, say, away from me, let's simulate this flying away from me, then what I'm seeing on the back here will be two white strobes. And as it's coming towards me, I'm seeing green and red. And again, this could be overkill, but I have them, why not use them? Okay, so let's insert the two white strobes into a mount. Inclement weather today, that's probably why I didn't get a car signal right there in my bedroom. Okay, that one's in there. And I always have that slot right there at the bottom. And you may find that in the beginning it might require some effort getting these in, but once you put them in a few times, they'll go in easier the next time. But they're still in there very snug. Okay, so I have those two. Hopefully you can see that. Let me back this up so you can see it. Okay, now I'm going to mount these to the rear. All right, now to do that, you'll notice that on the top here, this clip here has more of an angle on it than the one at the bottom. So I place this on the top here. So see there, like so. And then you just twist it on there. Until it snaps on. There it is. And I like to move mine over to the right like that. Okay, so there it is. It's on there. Same thing on the other side. The one that has that little tooth right there, you want that on the top. And it clips on, and I can slide it over to the far, more closer to the body of the drone. Okay, so that's with all four strobes mounted, the two rear ones, and the two facing forward. And with everything installed like this, the drone is still under 250 grams, and the propellers do not hit. So as they're spinning around, there's plenty of clearance in the rear and on the front. And these mounts are not going anywhere. What I will do, I'll put these, I'll put the link in the description of the video to where you can get these. The Flytron strobes themselves will cost you about $25 each, so they are expensive. And the mount kits, if you order the front and the rear, you can get those together for $13, and you have the option of choosing your colors. Now what I did, I ordered a front and rear mount green, a front and rear mount red, and that's what you see here. Alright, so I'm going to put this down on a table over there and turn it on so you can see how bright everything is when all four strobes are turned on. Okay, as you can see, I have the DJI camera facing forward, and this is how you would fly your drone with the camera facing away from you. And as you can see, the two rear-mounted strobes are white, and they're quite bright. And the two strobes that are mounted forward, the red and green, you can also see those as they're actually angled away from me. With this configuration, it would definitely light up the drone in the sky. Okay, I'm very reluctant to put this up in the air because when the drone does take off, it does create turbulence, and it's very difficult to control. So using good judgment, I am not going to do that, but I think you guys get the idea that even with this configuration here, with all four strobes mounted, that this will significantly increase your visibility, visual line of sight, especially at night and also during the daylight hours. Okay, so I hope this helped, and this is simply my configuration. It doesn't have to be yours. You could use, say, one strobe, two, or all four. Okay, this is Ron from Ron's World. You guys have a great day.